Big bucks for that.
Ellen?
Well, it was, can we VIP?
Here.
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 Oh.
Here.
Here.
Thank you. Good way to start off the partnership.
Cameron, a nice picture of the train on it.
That was from the Iowa Finance.
We need a motion to go into closed session. The city council discuss purchase or sale of particular real estate where premature disclosure could be reasonably expected to increase the price the city would have to pay for that property, reduce the price the city would receive for that
I'll move it.
property.
Second. Aye.
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 All right, we need a motion to go into closed session. City council discuss strategy with council about matters where litigation is imminent because public disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of the city in that litigation.
I'll move it.
Second.
Aye.
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 Thank you. All right.
Aye.
I move we go into
Aye.
closed session.
We can just take it over.
Second.
Yes, yeah. Well, who
Just
wants
pass it over here
the,
and go to mayor anyway.
to the mayor, to?
I move we
just
go
pass
into,
it
I mean, no, go to
Oh, the
close
mayor.
the session. The gentleman adjourn.
Second. Aye.
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 We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Here.
Here.
Here, can we stand?
Here.
Can we stand for a moment
Here.
of silent prayer followed by the Pledge of
Aye.
Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go to interviews, and we only have one today, and it is Tiffany Parsons. Come on up, Tiffany, and tell us why you want to serve on the Parking and Skywalk Board of Trustees.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Parsons. I own the Daily Grind, or the Grind Cafe and Lounge now, on 4th Street. And I would like to serve on this board because my customers deal with parking in the Skywalk every day, and I hear what their concerns are, so I thought maybe I could give some insight in that.
In the questionnaire, it said, one of the questions is, do you have any specific ideas? And you said, yes, I have a few. Care to share any?
A lot of my customers talk about not enough time on the meters, that they talk about if I could have one spot out front that has.
Thanks for putting in.
You're welcome.
I think you'll be a good addition to that board because of the parking situation. You're right down there and you see it firsthand, so.
Yep.
And I have to say, you
That'll
get
be
really
good.
good coffee too. I mean, that really does help a lot. We really appreciate that.
Brought some, didn't you?
Yeah, where's
I
our
did
coffee?
not. I did not. Been working hard all day.
That's okay, we'll get you.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Joe.
you,
All
we
right, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to the consent agenda item, which is items 3 through 14D today. If you want to speak on any of those items, please come forward as I read them. If you want to speak on an item not on the agenda, please come up afterwards under citizen concerns. I already have some of those cards here today. We'll get to those in a little bit. So I'll move the consent agenda items 3 through 14D.
Second.
3 is the reading of the city council minutes of April 21st and 25th, closed in regular session of 2016. 4 is a resolution adopting a policy for payment for electrical services at ball fields leased to the concession facilities and rescinding the resolution 91T 1009 and 2005-20257. 5 is a resolution approving a contract and salary schedule with the Sioux City Police Officers Association. Is this our last one, right?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to personally thank our unions and our administrative staff for coming to agreement on a contract that's probably fair to all parties concerned. So thank you, everyone, for being part of that. And we have 3 years now with all of our unions, I think, right?
We do have the one new union that will enter into negotiations
Right.
later this summer, yes.
Okay. 6 are actions relating to grants. A is a resolution authorizing a grant application to the Department of Homeland Security for dual sensor smoke alarms and materials for use in the Safe Home Program. B is a resolution authorizing HUD-VASH vouchers for the HUD Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing Voucher Program. 7 are actions relating to street closures. A is a resolution temporary closing a portion of Water Street, Pearl and 4th Streets on May 4th, 2016 for the Hard Rock Casino's 9/11 Never Forgotten mobile exhibit.
Bob, I got some on that. It says at 6 o'clock PM and it ends at 7 o'clock on May 4th. So 6 o'clock PM starting today? Or when is the 6 o'clock PM gonna start?
On May 4th, I think.
Well, if it starts on 6 o'clock on the 4th and it ends at 7 o'clock on the 4th. So
Just a
that's-
parade through town is all it is.
Oh, really?
One
Oh,
hour.
okay.
It's the night before.
It's just a parade through
Oh,
town.
I thought it was like
Yeah,
an
they'll-
exhibit
No,
that they're
no.
setting up for them.
No,
okay.
it's a, they're having a parade starting, actually, it's gonna be starting, we'll go ahead, actually, and tell them when it's gonna be starting.
Hi, good afternoon. Ashley French, 111 3rd Street. I am with the Hard Rock. Ms. Capron, that would be just the processional through town. We are starting the processional at South Sioux City High School and coming across the Veterans Memorial Bridge and then down Pearl Street and into Battery Park. The exhibit would then open Thursday morning at 8 a.m.
Oh, okay. So how long is it here for then?
It is here for a week,
Okay.
and it will be open to the general public Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, starting at 2:30, and then all day Saturday and Sunday.
So it's May 4th to
May 11th.
May 11th, okay. So everybody I'm going to repeat that so everybody hears that. It's going to be at the Hard Rock in the parking area
In Battery Park,
in Berry Park from May 4th to May 11th.
yes.
So you have plenty of time to go down there and check it out, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful exhibit. So,
It is free to the public, and it is available for all ages as well.
okay. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. That's great.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, I don't. Discovered once again, I'm not a technology guy, so we'll just read off the paper here. B is to accommodate the law enforcement memorial event. C is a resolution temporarily closing a portion of Court Street on June 12, 2016 for the Veterans of Foreign War fundraiser. 8 are actions relating to construction documents. A is a resolution adopting plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the direct digital control system upgrade project at the Longlines Family Recreation Center. B is a resolution adopting project. Are we getting any reimbursement from FEMA? I should have asked you this ahead of time, and I'm sorry I didn't.
Glenn Ellis, city engineer. Yeah, there will be FEMA funds associated with this project.
We can still apply for them.
I think we should have
We
had
already
money
have them
already.
programmed. It's just a matter of constructing and get reimbursed.
We were already reimbursed for it, weren't we? For some of
So
this?
after the project
You
is
can't get
completed,
reimbursed till you do the project. I know that.
But we already had, I thought we had money.
we have it programmed. We have it in FEMA's program. So we will, once the project's completed, we will apply and receive the reimbursement at that time.
Okay, well, I want to, this thing has been going on for, by the time it's all done, said and done, it's going to be 2 years for that boat ramp to get fixed. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous because they have dealt with this mess for a long time. I got a phone call this morning. There's a big hole at the end of the patio there that I think that Kelly's going to get a barricade and, get it taken care of hopefully today or tomorrow.
Right.
But this has gone on for way too long, and I really don't understand what the city tried to fix it. We really had no business trying to fix a current, water current. That was not going to work because all it did was just made a mess of it. So, yeah, this is
Yeah, that's a photo taken from March. The history on this is, we were focusing last year on the ramp. We went out to bid on that. The bids came in high, so we rejected. And during that time, or in the summer of last year, with the rain events, the big Sioux rised again, and we had failure of the slope. And so we added on to the project during that time. And then we waited throughout the CIP hearing process to really finalize the funding and determine what the scope would be.
there's even a telephone pole that's about ready to fall in.
But there is a pole there. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what
So,
utilities are on it, but there is a pole there.
okay, but they're getting on it, and that barricade, this is liability here, so I think we need to really get on that with the hole. So,
You said earlier in the Public Works meeting that
Kelly, yeah.
Kelly was going to put up barricades
Yeah,
today?
he says barricades will be up today, and then tomorrow they're gonna put up construction fencing to kind of barrier that off.
Great, thank you.
Nine are actions related to agreements and contract. A is a resolution awarding a contract to RP Constructors for the Country Club Boulevard Reconstruction Project. B is a resolution approving the contract to RP Constructors for the CBD Infrastructure Improvements Project. C is a resolution approving a contract to W.A. Klinger for the Lewis and Clark Park Phase 1 project. D is a resolution approving the contract for Western Specialty Contractors for the 2016 Rivers Landing Parking Facility Repair Project.
Bob, I got a question on C. When I was looking at my agenda, I didn't see a completion time for this first phase.
But the,
Matt Salvatore, Parks and Recreation Director. I believe the original completion date's July 1st, but we're probably going to have to work with the contractor on this because we're a little bit behind already.
So they're going to be
We're gonna have to work-
doing all this while there's games going on, I'm
We're going to have to
assuming.
work around game schedules,
Okay.
be part of our pre-construction meeting.
And when's the sign going to get up?
We're hoping by the opening game,
Okay.
yeah, May 19th.
They were putting footings in the other day when I drove by, I think, weren't they?
What's that?
They were doing some footing work or something for the sign.
Yeah, there's
the
been
other
some
day.
work done, but I think the scoreboard will be here on the 11th.
Good. That'll be an exciting time for the ballpark.
E is a resolution approving, now you're getting me thrown off here, Rhonda, with the Sioux City Explorers Baseball Club to provide the replacement of the existing scoreboard and gaming rights of the baseball playing surface at Lewis and Clark Baseball Stadium. F is a resolution approving a contract to utility service company for Morningside Water Storage Tank Interior and Exterior Painting Project.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Brad Pitts, Water Plant Superintendent. We just want to let council know that we do have two public meetings set up on May 11th. with Sunrise Retirement and then the rest of the citizens in that evening. The anticipated start date for this project is May 23rd.
I had the chance to go to Salina a couple weeks ago and drive through York, Nebraska. And when you sometimes should get in a car and just drive around, you'll see that it doesn't have to be an ugly brown or blue tank, that other communities have the ability to make them look somewhat attractive.
No?
Only if you're at the Iowa State Fair, I guess, looking at the big crowd in there. No, they're ugly. That's all I can tell you, is they're very ugly, and we're very uninnovative in this community, but we don't give you enough money to do it right, so it's shame on us. But do not take bids for that blue water storage tank. You haven't, have you?
I'm sorry?
The blue one out there by the ballpark?
Singing Hills.
Yeah? You're not painting that one, are you?
We have not done anything with Singing Hills, no.
Please don't take any bids on that, Mr. Padmore, until you come up with something better than blue. Anything.
And not buttercream?
No. No.
Make it look like a tree.
Make it look like something besides a water tank. The one in York, Nebraska is an example of what you can do. Make it look like a big balloon race. G is a resolution awarding a service provider agreement to Catalyst Solutions for the Wi-Fi hardware, software, and service at the convention center.
Can I ask a quick question?
And why are we bidding the deal and we're just doing the contract now? Am I missing something? Or is this part of that? I thought there was like $38,000. Is this part, is this?
Rebel Hillis, purchasing manager. The convention center submitted a request for the Wi-Fi upgrade of the convention center. That was bid out approximately a month ago.
Okay. So this is the contract for it.
5-year contract.
So is this gonna make the Wi-Fi better than the Tyson Event Center?
I don't know about that. We'll have the ability to have approximately 900 people in various parts of the building online simultaneously with these improvements. We had a major issue about a year ago at the convention center with the school event that took place there, and so this is kind of the end result of that. So this will make some major improvements over at that facility. And we are currently working with WIC based on the documents that they put together at the convention center on improvements at the Tyson as well. So we are working on, the guys at the Tyson Event Center have done a couple of walkthroughs now with WIC so that we can put together some estimates on 3,000, 5,000, and 7,000 capacity estimates for the Tyson. So that's the next project that we'll be working on. I just saw a third draft of that RFP in my inbox in my email just today. So that's the next step. But this is for the convention center, and this is the contract to get that piece of it done.
Is for 900 people sufficient?
Yeah, I think we looked at 500 people for the galleries and then another 200 in some of the different breakout rooms for a total of 900 simultaneously at the same time in different areas. And that should work for us for anything that we've got going on in those different areas at one time.
Okay, thank you.
What would be a date certain for the Tyson? Because I'm tired of voting. I mean, I don't know where this became a priority over the Tyson.
Well, the reason this one started is because we had such a huge outburst after this school event.
Well, you have a huge outburst after every event you do at the Tyson, but we haven't been able to, not being critical, but you've been somewhat able to ignore that and not worry about it.
Well, like I said, we're in the third stage of documents to get the RFP done for the Tyson Event Center estimate now. WIC had to do a ton of work on trying to figure out the basis for the RFP documents for the convention center, and now we're able to use all of that information to make the process of the Tyson much easier. So we're using all of that language to do the RFP for the Tyson Event Center, which is kind of complex because there are multiple networks at the Tyson Event Center, but WIC has done several walkthroughs now with our operations guys, and we should be able to get that done here pretty quick.
No, I didn't ask like what pretty quick is. I meant like a date.
I'm gonna say we'll have the estimate done. I'll say within a month. I don't know, I'm just pulling things out of thin air. I don't know. I mean, we'll try to get it done as quickly as possible. I don't know how long these things take, and I don't know, Spiro, maybe you can answer the question better than I can as far as like the process on your end, but we'll try to get all of our pieces done very quickly, and then we'll turn it over to purchasing and try to get this done as quickly as possible. As far as events at the Tyson Event Center, we have it password protected right now. We can always unlock it, and let everybody
That's
use
the problem,
it.
though. You lock even my people out, and we're renting the facility.
Well, no, we don't have to lock your people out because we
You're
have it
locking
password
us out.
protected
You're
for
out locking
your
us out in the
folks.
locker room.
Yeah, we have it password protected for your folks to use specifically, so that shouldn't be happening. You can get the password obviously anytime you need it, but that's why it's password protected. So the people that do need to get on can get on, but we can unlock it anytime. It's just that sometimes then the people that do need it can't get on.
Perryway Reconstruction Project. 10 is the actions relating to the issuance of checks. A is the resolution authorizing final payment to Heber Construction for the alert hangar at 670, the alert air hangar 676 demolition project at the Sioux Gateway Airport. B is a resolution approving the final payment to the Sioux City School District for the Hoover Elementary School Site Improvements Project. 11 are purchasing. A is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Gillig for a 35-foot heavy-duty, low-floor diesel bus for the transit system. B is a resolution awarding a purchase order to LP Gill for fly ash at the wastewater treatment plant in the Gill landfill in Jackson, Nebraska. 12 are applications for cigarettes, tobacco, nicotine, vapor permits. See the list. Come forward if you have any questions. 13 are applications for beer and liquor license. See the list and come forward if you have questions. 14 to receipt of minutes. See the list. Come forward if you have any questions. Anyone to be heard on any of those items through 14?
Mayor, on item 10B, I have a conflict of interest, so I'll abstain on that one. Yes. Thank you.
Passes 5-0. 15 is a hearing and resolution approving the lease of a portion of the Public Safety Communications Building to Long Lines LLC, 4201 Cheyenne Boulevard. I'll move that.
Second.
Passes 5-0. 16 is a hearing and resolution approving a proposal to sell property and authorizing a city deed the north one half of the vacated alley abutting 1911 Geneva Street. I'll move that.
Second.
Passes 5-0. 17 is a hearing and resolution approving a proposal to sell property and authorizing a city deed the south one half of the vacated alley abutting 405 West 19th. I'll move that.
Second.
No, I'm not.
I know of a light.
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. 18 is a hearing and ordinance vacating the alley adjacent to 821 30th Street, the alley adjacent to 2934 Jones Street, and 30th Street between Jones and Jennings Street. P&Z recommends approval. First consideration passed April 25th, 2016.
I'll move it.
Second.
We get any answers? What's 19? You want 19, not 18, right?
Correct.
I'll abstain on this item. Conflict of interest.
We get any answers about what we're trading here, we're getting back in exchange, or is it just the,
Yeah, I think.
you did?
Well, south of 30th Street, yeah, I've got it somewhere here. South of 30th Street,
That doesn't count, though, because that's just kind of a trade of an alley for an alley they're taking out. isn't it?
Well, the north-south alley south of Third,
Not bad.
it's 1,200 square feet, and then the district is conveying to the city 7,500 square feet for the east-west connection, and then they'll improve it.
They're gonna improve it, we're not, as part of our agreement.
Correct. Under the 28E.
They're paying for it,
Yes.
so they must need it.
Probably
Real
not.
smart, but I can figure that one out. No, let's just vote. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. We'll just remember this on Cypress Street.
Well, that's being looked at, Mayor. I mean, that's gonna be a $1 for about 2
I'm
acres.
counting on you, Mr.
For
Moore.
about 2 acres.
I'm counting on you.
We'll do that about, yeah, that'll be coming up. Well, I don't know how soon that's coming back. Do you know, Nicole?
I do not. Soon.
You need to abstain, Mr. Moore, even.
I do have a conflict of
Well, you need to push a button, please.
with 18, 19, and 20.
Okay. It passes 4-0 to 1. Mr. Moore abstains. I'll move to waive the statutory rule unless somebody has a problem.
Second.
Aye.
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 Abstain, conflict of interest.
I'll move third.
Second.
Passes 4-0. 1. Mr. Moore abstains. 19 is a resolution accepting a quick claim deed for Sioux City Community School District and dedicating said property as alley right-of-way. 2928 Jones Street. P&Z recommends approval. Was deferred from April 25th, 2016. Go ahead, come up and tell us what you got, Tim. State your name and address though again, but I'll give it to the clerk as well.
Timothy Hines, 2925 Jennings Street. My garage and property abuts the alley between Jones and Jennings Street and 29th and 30th Street. The alley is my only access to my garage, as is the case with many of the neighbors on that block. I am speaking in support of P&Z's recommendation, since that east-west alley that would be created would allow us more than one-way access into our garages. At least 3 of the property owners along that alley, their garages enter from the south side from 29th Street, which would cause a severe problem to pull into our alleys going north and then have to do some sort of weird 3-point turn to get back out and exit again from the south. So that's why I'm in favor of the east-west alley as recommended from P&Z in item number 19.
Okay, so you are in favor?
I am in favor.
Okay, very good. Anyone else? We have a motion and a second, right? No. I'll move it.
Second.
Passes 4-0. Mr. Moore abstained. 20 is a hearing and ordinance rezoning 2928 and 2934 Jones Street and 3021 and 3025 Jennings Street to zone classification PL. P&Z recommends approval. First consideration passed April 25th, 2016. I'll move second reading.
Second.
Passes 4-0. Mr. Moore abstains. I'll move to waive the rule.
Second.
Aye.
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 Abstain, conflict of interest.
I'll move third reading.
Second.
You going to speak on this, Jeff?
Sure. Jeff Hansen, Community Development Operations Manager. As Tim discussed that east-west alley, I'd just like to point out too, the school district did acquire that entire residential lot. That alley is only going to be the standard 16-foot alley. So after the completion of this project and the paving of that new east-west alley, there'll be an opportunity for the adjacent property owner to acquire some of that additional right-of-way that will not be needed for the alley. So that could be an opportunity we can work with Tim on disposing of that excess right-of-way.
Yeah, but we don't own, do we?
Yes, the entire lot's being deeded to us at this time from the school.
And Jeff, I think,
We don't want the full lot, because if we don't get rid of it, we gotta mow it.
and I think the alley's gonna actually be 18 feet. I think
18 foot?
they're gonna make it wider than they need to.
Okay.
We want the excess.
Plan, which is included in your homework, their access is going to come directly from the east, and so they will not have direct access to their parking lot from this alley.
Why would we want small slivers of ground? Why would we not just let them keep it?
You said it could go to the adjacent property owners?
Correct. Our intention would be that we would dedicate the alley plus the piece in between the school parking lot and the pavement of the alley, and so there'll be an opportunity on the south side to dispose some of that right away.
Why would we want
It's
that?
the entire lot that the house is on. That's why it's 75.
Yeah, but they're building part of an alley down that lot now,
Correct.
and there's gonna be ground on both sides. My point is, why would we want it? They're gonna be up there mowing anyway. They should just keep it as green space themselves.
I don't know, if somebody wants to buy, has the neighbor ever shown interest in this? Here.
You wanna make your lot bigger, Tim?
That particular lot in number 19 is not immediately adjacent to my property.
You want to mow it?
I would trade mowing it for snow removal.
Perfect. Well, let's make a deal.
That's great.
We can contact that property owner. I thought Tim was the property owner that was directly adjacent to that alley. But if he's not, we can contact them and see if they're interested.
The alley, if built, would not quite T-intersect with my garage, with the existing, it would T-intersect with the existing north-south alley approximately at my garage.
What was the parcel?
2928 Jones. Brian? Is there?
Okay, so.
Yeah, 20, yeah, but would the district be able to use the part that's not being, the 18 feet wide?
I
that's
could
not
see
being
the
paved?
neighbor, they could acquire for a garage or something.
Yeah, the north side of that remaining property is gonna be sloped, on the north side of the alley. The south side is
I'm
even flatter.
asking if you can move the alley to the south and
We
keep it all.
can't, yeah, we can, because we gotta be able to get a car around the radius. You gotta have room to develop that radius. So if you move the alley south, you're gonna clip the property to the south. So you gotta keep it in the location where it is, or you can move it north, but,
I don't think we'll have any trouble selling it.
I don't
I'm
think.
gonna hold you to that, Mr.
Yeah.
Raddick, because when you say that, people, yeah, you won't, because they'll probably take it if you give it to them, but, which is fine, I don't care, but
Oh, maybe Tim wants a garden.
it's not
So you
contiguous
could
to his
move it to
property.
the north?
You possibly could, it just depends on the slope. I'd have to look at that. I mean, the school's gonna be mowing everything around there, mowing on the north side of the alley, that little sliver, I don't see that being a big issue. On the south side of the alley, there again, that could be discussed with them.
But should the school district retain the north side of the alley then?
They don't need it.
But I mean, if they're gonna be mowing it, maintaining it. that-
Could, you just have to, do that plat survey.
They'd be required to mow it anyway because they're adjacent. That'd be like their parking would be adjacent to right of way, so they would be required to mow it anyway.
So it's just the south side they need to address.
Well, Mr. Padmore, would you work with the superintendent? They're there, they're gonna be mowing. Let's don't get into a situation where we have to mow that if the adjacent property owner doesn't buy it. Agree.
Lisa, if you want to pull up the map, we can. Brian, you want to describe that curve?
Yeah, you can see it right there. Yeah, there you go. There's the curve that you gotta have in order to make the turn for a garbage truck. You're headed north, you gotta go west towards Jones, so you gotta have that some distance away from that south property
Yeah.
line.
All right.
The school's gonna get their mowers, they're gonna have to come around through the alley to get to the lower level. We have ideas, so they're gonna be coming through there anyway. I
Okay,
don't
good.
see that being a big deal at all.
Okay.
Can relay that message.
Would you?
Sure.
Are we on 20?
That was 20, yes.
Yeah, we're on 20.
There we go.
This is third
Abstain,
reading, right?
Conflict of interest.
Passes 401, Mr. Moore abstains. 21 is a resolution approving 2080 agreement with the Iowa Department of Public Defense in connection with taxiway A project of the Sioux Gateway Airport. I'll move it.
Second.
Mayor and Council, just a quick update on this project. This formalizes our agreement with the Guard on participation, and just an update on the timing of when we expect the plans and specs will come next week before council for approval, and then the contract award will probably not happen until August. Just going through the FAA process and the grant writing process for construction actually next spring is the plan. Okay,
Thank you.
you bet.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike.
Passes 5-0. Well, that's it. Citizen concerns, we have a.
Oh, we got one more. Soccer
I'm
fields.
sorry. 22 is a resolution awarding a bid to DNS Landscaping for the Riverside Soccer Fields Reconstruction Project. I'll move it.
Second.
No, I won't move it. I'm sorry. I
I'll
withdraw
move
that
it.
motion.
I'll move it.
Second.
You guys want to be heard on it?
Yeah, discussion. I had a question last week and I'll repeat it this week. There were two bids. The second, the low bid was DNS Landscaping. The second, Sioux Landscaping from Sioux City. DNS is from Dakota City, Sioux Sioux City. There's $133 difference. It's only about, for my mathematical skills, 0.39 of 1%. And as I look at the city code, and I had called earlier and missed the city attorney, but just to get a clarification. But the way the city code reads, if bids are submitted for the purchase and there's a 2% or less difference between a non-local selected bidder's price and a local bidder, then the city council must approve the purchase. Now, it doesn't say may, it says must. Do we have any choice if it's 2% or less? Does it have to go to the local bidder?
Interpretation of the code could be that the council must consider it. I mean, that's another way to read that provision.
Oh, okay. This says must approve, doesn't say must consider.
Isn't the
Yes.
other issue, though, the definition of local?
Correct. There isn't, in the past, local has been, I guess, interpreted by the council to mean within the area. There isn't a specific definition of local, if that includes the tri-state area or not.
Yeah, I thought I asked that question last week and it was Sioux City, but now we're saying it can't go out further.
Correct. After
Okay.
further review.
I just didn't want to be in violation of the municipal code.
We should define that.
Yes.
Yeah, we should.
I thought local, previous discussions, local was Sioux City.
We've had other examples where it has been extended. Look, for example, if it's between a Sioux Falls bidder and someone in the tri-state region that's closer to Sioux City, it's been interpreted to be local within the area surrounding Sioux City.
Okay.
If the council has interest in further defining it, we can certainly do that.
So now we're just, essentially then, your advice is it's must consider, doesn't mean we have to must approve, but from my perspective, I think the Sioux City business, and I know nobody connected with either one of these, but I think the Sioux City business should be considered strongly because their business is in Sioux City, they pay property taxes here, their sales they pay sales tax to the state of Iowa. And so I'll probably vote no. I will vote no.
Or make a motion to amend? Can we do a motion to amend the main motion?
Yes.
Well, I'd be happy to, if in fact there is some interest. That's what I thought the discussion was about, but I'm not sure there's interest here.
Mayor, should we get the public input first?
Yep.
Yep.
May we?
Okay, first of all, I'm offended by what is local. DNS Landscaping has
Your
been
name
doing...
and address for the
Oh,
record, please.
this is Debbie Clemmy. I'm the office manager for DNS Landscaping, 1720 F Avenue, Dakota City, Nebraska. And would like to say, first of all, DNS Landscaping has been doing city work for 28 years. This is the first time that has ever been brought up to our attention that you prefer local bidders. If you look at all your city projects, most of your major people are from outside Sioux City area. Our competitor here on this project, yes, he lives in Sioux City. His business is located in North Sioux City, South Dakota. That's where he stores his stuff. Secondly, Mr. C. Walton is not equipped to do this project. Dan has spent countless hours and trips out to Riverside soccer fields with Paul Stanslin to observe the site, and Dan knows what he's doing. If you award this to C. Walton, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be calling Dan to do the seeding, and it won't be at his price.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate the information. I guess I would consider if we took bids and they're acceptable that they'd be qualified, but that doesn't sound like that's the case, and I don't know how to judge that.
They're qualified because they furnished a bond, whether
Yeah.
anybody can have an opinion. Well, it doesn't make any, I'm not gonna argue because I'm abstaining. I'm just gonna explain ground rules. First of all, we've always had the rule without a town contractors. That's not something that's new. And we can't disqualify contractors that can post bonds unless they have a history of not completing projects. So everybody has an opinion of who's qualified, but that's one of the problems. So, and I don't have any idea either way. So, and I'm abstaining because I will state later.
Is there anyone else, Mayor?
No, that's all I had cards for.
No.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marva Baguette. I'm new to your city. I've been here 3 years now. One of my daughters, of the 4 grown daughters, is in college here. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, the capital, born and raised there. My mother and her 8 sisters. In honor and respect to my parents, I'd like you all to know their names: Betty McDonald Frazier and Edward Frazier. Very hardworking people. They're passed away now, but my father was 30 years with the Department of Agriculture in Ames, Iowa. My mother was a music teacher and a student of Drake University, as well as a musician. Okay. Wherever I was taught, wherever you live, you try to bring something to the table, try to beautify the city, you know, the best that you can. And wherever you're living, that community, definitely participate. Okay, I have resided in Morningside Country Estates now for almost a year. They do a really good job, the landlords there, and they have some of the best maintenance I've ever seen. They're having a problem though with when you enter the entrance, when you come in the drive. There's
I'm going to cut you short just for a minute. We're on 22 and we got to finish that.
Oh,
We'll get you under citizen concern. So
oh my God,
just save your thoughts and we'll be back.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I'm new at this.
You're fine.
You're fine, no
Don't worry about it.
problem.
On 22, is there anybody else?
No, there's no one else on 22. It doesn't look like. All right. You want to make a motion, Pete?
Well, I'm convinced of one thing for sure. We need to work on that definition of what's local and what the council may or may not, what latitude they have. I don't know that there's any other interest. If there's no other interest, there's not much sense in doing it, but I'm confused by the process. I think it needs to be cleared up. I'm bothered that, and I apologize, I can't remember your first name. Debbie. If Debbie's accurate, and I have no reason to believe that Debbie's not accurate, it doesn't make a great deal of sense. There's no sense to believe that. I mean, if Sewellson's going to have to call DNS, then.
I'm Dan Smith. I'm the owner of DNS Landscaping. I'm not a Don Sewellson basher. He's a good guy. We get along great. I'm happy to do the seeding for him. As if he gets it, he'll come to me undoubtedly, because I do every year his hydro seeding and some of his sodding. He's a good contractor, and you wouldn't be doing wrong by accepting him. But I have already spent a lot of hours, as Debbie mentioned, with Paul Stensland. I came up with what it would take to fix it. Paul put it in writing. It should be worth something. But again, I'm not going to get hurt either way, because Don will undoubtedly hire me to do the hydro seeding, and he'll do small parts of it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate your honesty.
Well,
That's,
you know, and this council didn't mean to offend. We're looking at the
Yeah.
ordinances, and we have a strict reading of those, and that's why we got into the what's local discussion. So we
Right.
certainly didn't mean to.
right.
no disrespect.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
Oh.
As I pointed out, I don't know either business or anybody connected, and if it's done anything, it'll cause us to have a discussion about how to clarify that.
Well, I thought in the past we've had one Lamar's versus Sioux City, and we went with the Sioux City. And that was like 1.5%.
That was over some trucks or something, I think. wasn't
Yeah, it was equipment of
It's
some
the same
kind.
thing, though.
But yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it is and it isn't. I think what purchasing agreements are different percentage than contract agreements, are they not? They're all 2%.
Well, you folks are talking about things that neither Don nor I know anything about.
Right.
Thank you.
Whatever you choose to do is fine by both of us, I'm sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Matt, you have a recommendation?
We do not. We work with either contractor. Whatever the council decides is, we'll work with whatever and get the project completed.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and make a motion to amend the,
Going back to what it was.
no, to amend it to award the contract to Sewellson Landscaping of Sioux City, Iowa. And if it doesn't get seconded or it's voted down, it's,
Just so you'll know, Pete, I'm okay with DNS, just to
okay, yep.
kind of put it on the table.
And I'm sure I am too in the long run, but it just, I think it'll force us to clarify this, I hope.
We can clarify it either way, but, you know, the way I look at it is that both these companies are, I consider them local because they're only, you know, although they're in Nebraska, doesn't mean that they don't do business in Sioux City. And I'm sure that I don't know if they live in Sioux City, but yeah, well, yeah, I know that. But I'm sure that they spend money in Sioux City and shop in Sioux City and you know, support the city. So, for the difference in price, $133, I'm not gonna squabble over that. You know, I think that we should stick to what we had to begin with DNS. That's my thought.
You made a motion, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna second because I'm abstaining, but
Yep.
you want a second or not? Because the other two are not.
What, Paul Stenson's not here, is he? Is that the case as far as you know it then?
As far as what?
As far as essentially being used as a consultant on the job?
As far as Steve Wilson utilizing DNS for their.
No, as far as DNS using.
All using
being
DNS.
Almost as a
That's
consultant.
That's what I was told, yes.
Okay, then-
That's likely.
Then I mean, without the clear definitions of what is local, if they've been used essentially as the consultant already.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that counts to me, so I don't know if that's.
Okay, it fails for lack of a second, I'm okay with that.
But
Who's,
thank you
who,
for that first
now, we need a motion on the,
application.
No, the motion's already been
We have a
moved and
motion and a
seconded.
second.
okay, you're right.
That was just an amendment.
So are we voting now? DNS, I vote yes.
Well, it's basically you're just going with the low bid.
Right.
And still local company, because we don't have those things clearly defined.
No.
Passes 3-2-1-1. Gretchen votes no, and I abstain. We will now come back to this lady and her citizen concerns.
That's all right. Believe me, I've learned to be patient, and I'm still learning.
Hey, Matt,
God
Matt,
bless
could
you.
you stick around? Do you mind? Thanks. Sorry.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I'm Marva Baguette, and I'm at 1331 South Maple, apartment F12, and that's known as Morningside Country Estates. I just jump in when I see that there is a need, and so I'm thinking, I'll make it real short. I just think they need some help trying to get this. It's bigger than a pothole, but it's something huge, and I've heard of all the tenants, they've been complaining, and I'm sure some have reported to the front office, but it's been like that about 2 to 3 months, and it's damaging our cars, you know? I mean, we have to go around it, but sometimes you don't get around it because of the way the parking is.
Is it the streets property or the apartment complex property?
You know, I don't know. That's why I said I'm gonna come down here and learn something
What's
today.
the address?
It's the Morningside Country Estates.
1331 South Maple.
On Maple.
Uh-huh. It's as you enter.
Well, we will,
I'll send a field crew out to.
yeah, Glenn.
Thank you. That's
We'll
all
get-
I wanted.
We'll get somebody out there.
Thank you so much.
That doesn't mean that we're gonna fix it, we're gonna discover whose property it
That's
is.
all right, Keith.
We're gonna
Thank
send
you.
Keith out, he's gonna fix it, that's what we're gonna do.
Sounds like the solution, right?
Good to see him.
Got
on-
it. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
You bet. Anytime.
We send him out on an asphalt truck, you might get buried in one of those big potholes by the crew. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Mark Baker. I live at 1700 West First Street. I'm here today because I've got a complaint about a building that's on the 1700 block of West Highland right behind my house. 3 years ago, the roof caved in and you can't really see it from the street, but you can see it from my house. I've got pictures of the building. Well,
Where's the building?
1700 West Highland.
Who owns it?
Roost, John Roost. I got pictures here if I can show you.
Oh, that's not good.
3 years ago, like I said, the roof fell in. You can't really see it from the street, but we watched it fall in from the snow. 2-3 snowfalls ago, it was real heavy. The whole corner gave away, and the whole back part of the building has fell apart. I mean, it's collapsed.
Jeff will have somebody out there to look at that tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Hi, my name is Tammy Wright, and I live at 451 Highway 35 in Dakota City, Nebraska. I am the organizer for the VFW, so we're under the 7C, under the consent agenda. Have a couple questions that's come to light since we've actually done the application to have the street closure. And so we just want to make sure that it passed, and because this is our first time doing this, and I'm assuming it did.
It passed.
Okay, things that we want to make sure that we do under city code basically is, since this is basically our first outdoor event, we want to make sure that we do everything correctly. So any type of toilet facilities or food vendors we take up with the city parks and recreation, is that correct? Or is that something I can ask you guys?
That's you, Furnish.
Yep.
You're talking porta pots and that?
Yes.
That's your deal.
Okay, because we had assumed what we were kind of just guesstimating how many is going to show up. So if we go
Oh, how many
over,
you need? Yes.
yeah. So if we go over 200, I believe we're supposed to have
Right.
facilities.
Yes.
Other than what's in the building.
No, they're outside, but yes.
Okay.
I'm going to guess you probably just need 2.
2, okay, that's what I figured. Question also, we've had come to light since then, is the neighbor adjacent to the VFW, which is a tenant, and it's owned by the Meyer Company, has built a apartment in the back. So he is actually crossing our property to get to his property and telling us that our people cannot park there, the customers cannot park there, and if we're going to be having this outdoor event, to make sure that we don't have that problem that day.
Is it inside the barricades or outside you're talking now?
Our parking lot runs straight back. They have to cross our parking lot to get to their cemented, I don't know if it's parking or if it's just basically their.
But they're gonna have to do it through the alleyway we just closed for the day?
Yes.
It's closed for the day, that's how it works. They
Okay.
should have been here to tell us that that was a problem.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. So do I direct them to the city council or Parks and Recreation if there's an
No,
issue?
To Matt, so, right there.
Okay, awesome. Okay, that's what I need to
Okay.
know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Matt, she needs to know how many porta pots and that too, so. Anyone else? Council concerns.
Couple of things. I wanted to share with council that Rhonda and I attended the town hall meeting last Thursday evening. And it was the police department did a really good job of facilitating that. And but at the table that I was at, a lady, a citizen, was concerned about the overall condition of Cook Park. And she talked about lights at the skate park being out, people just hanging around the park, trash in the park, and what's going to happen after the pool closes. And we've had some discussions. I put her in contact with Matt. I don't know if Matt Salvatore, I don't know if Matt's had the opportunity to speak to her or not, but I sent a notice up to Melissa Ewell about the lights on the skate park. And this citizen said that the 2 of the 4 lights have been out, and Melissa thought I was talking about traffic signals. Okay. And apparently it's Kelly's, and we don't know if the lights got repaired or not for the state. If we could do that, I'd appreciate it. Other than that, it was very well attended, and I think it went pretty well.
Great. It really did.
The other thing, and I want to thank the police department for doing that. I think it's important that we keep in touch and contact the citizens and listen to what they have to say. So Chief, thank you. The other thing I wanted to mention was I went along with Marty and Dave Carney and Jill Wanderscheid, Glenn Ellis and Brittany Anderson to Omaha Friday afternoon to talk to the Union Pacific Railroad. We had a meeting with them to talk about a number of projects that involve them, the rail study, 18th Street Viaduct, Bridgeport West roadway improvements, and Outer Drive and Floyd Boulevard Trail. I just wanted to share with council, I thought the meeting was a great meeting. Staff, I thought, was particularly, well, maybe not particularly, I think staff always is prepared, but they were very well prepared. I know that the UP people were very happy to meet with us, and with the presentation, the update that we gave them and all of the projects that we're involved in. They appear to be very eager to help us with our timelines. And I wanted to thank staff for their preparation for the meeting and UP for meeting with us. So it really was a very good meeting, I thought. So hopefully our relationship will blossom. I don't know. I think it's blossomed already, but I think it will help us get through some important projects to the city, and that's what really counts. That came back in. If you want to go back to your first. Yeah, I was sharing with council about the email I sent with you from the results of the town hall meeting, and I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to the lady or if she's contacted you or not. I mentioned to Melissa Ewell that the 2 lights that were out on the skate park, but as she informed me today that that's Kelly's and Parks and Rec, so maybe,
I know.
I'm not sure if you can get a chance to talk to Kelly to,
The two lights at the skate park?
yes.
I think that they may, Mid-American Energy went out there. I emailed them directly the next day.
That's right.
They may already be fixed.
Good, good. I don't get out after dark much, but I'll swing by and take a look.
How about the lights on the Anderson Dance Pavilion?
The bid has been awarded to Thompson Electric, and they're gonna start here not this week, but the following week.
But different colors?
Yep, it's gonna be a whole program.
Good job, Bob.
Nice. But I know one of the issues the lady had was, that from the town hall meeting was, what's the park gonna look like? And I told her that you were very good in meeting with the Leach residents and maybe they have a group.
We're actually gonna do a cook meeting here on May
Terrific.
17th as well, and we'd be welcome to have her come as well. And
Terrific.
address any concerns.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're gonna do it at Girls Inc. to get the young children's
Sure.
input on the splash pad.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I'm done.
The same night at the little place get together, I talked to Gail that, she's concerned about, she wants trash receptacles up on Court Street, and one of the areas that she was talking about would be on the corner across from where the, that bakery is.
21st and Court Street?
I believe it is, yeah.
On private property, though?
Well, I'm not sure. Her concerns are that people are throwing trash everywhere, and she'd like to see them throw them in someplace that can be taken up. But she's talking about the trash cans that are like on West 7th, you know, the concrete ones. And I think they're like $300 a piece, so I'm not sure if the city's, I don't know, in charge of getting that done. But I told her, I said, there's got to be not employees, but of people around there that would maybe jump in and maybe donate some money to do it, and we would take care of it. So that's all I got.
Okay. Glenn, I've asked Glenn and Dave that we hold some public meetings with the Country Club Boulevard residents on the upcoming contract or the project that's being done. So, and I'm more than happy to attend with you, so just let me know some dates, and we can make those. That
We actually discussed in
works?
Public Works that maybe we just give you the content and have you present the, I'm just kidding.
I'm happy to do that if you explain it to
I'm
me
more than
in
willing to
terms-
let you go up there and do that.
I'll second that.
Yeah, we can share the dates with you. We haven't, I'll have to chat with Brittany to see if she's gotten those dates identified yet, but that is our intention.
Okay, thanks, Glenn. And then secondly, I asked Matt to stay. Do we have something in our budget to paint the ice center, the inside, the interior? Do you know? Because I've had a couple of comments that we could use a good painting on the inside.
We have capital dollars, but I think Todd's pretty well has those planned for this fiscal year, but that's something that
You
we
got that
can,
long lines money.
we can look at. We can look at getting a quote and seeing how much it would be to spruce up the inside. They do a really good job of taking care of that facility. It's very clean, but the paint's one thing that we would need to budget for.
Okay.
We could get the youth hockey.
Could you look into
get a
that?
bunch of
They're
painters
probably
there.
gonna put internet in first.
And you know what, Matt?
Yeah,
Talk-
the internet would be good to have too. Thanks, Mayor, for reminding me of that.
Talk
He's
to the
writing
youth
that
hockey
note down.
too.
Yeah, they have funds.
See,
Yeah.
Chief, it isn't just you I pick on. I want you to know that. You just are an easy target.
Don't say that too loud.
None of us are excluded up here either.
But we'll look into
But
that.
would you look
We'll
into
get a
that,
quote at minimum, yeah.
And then lastly, I just want to congratulate Mayor Bob Scott and Captain Peter Gretkin for making the 25-year column in the Sioux City Journal on Sunday.
Oh.
If Keith and Rhonda and I are around long enough, maybe we too someday will be.
That's got a long time away, Dion.
25-year
Yeah, okay.
column. Right, Keith?
I almost got to double my age, I think. Oh.
Well,
Was it good or bad?
now you know
That's
how
what I
we
wanna
feel.
It was all good. You were getting an award, and Mayor Scott was going to some organization to speak to them about improving the community.
25 years ago. And look at you now. Yeah,
25 years later.
here we are.
I didn't want to say it that way.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay. Rhonda did it for you.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Soy necesito hablo first fiesta flight, Cinco de Mayo.
See,
Sí, yeah. So, yeah, new flight to Dallas Fort Worth on the 5th of May, so.
May 5th.
They're gonna have a little party down at the airport. Also, we went to, Dan and I went to Des Moines to get the presentation of the SBA award for Community of the Year, which we were the only community, I guess, in America to get that award this year, because the other districts don't do such things, so.
You didn't have to add that, you could just say.
Well, yeah, it's very exclusive. We're one of one communities to get it, so. Sioux City to present that award. I think it would be kind of nice to kind of maybe have a tour put together with, with Marty and Renee to maybe showcase what we've done and what we're doing. So maybe we could be repeat offenders on that list too. So I think that would be great. And they also talked about having like governor, congressmen, senators, anybody else willing to come, since they are a federal agency. They probably love to share their success with those that fund their departments. So
We will do that. Absolutely.
sounds good. And you have their contacts, and I'm sure Renee did at least.
We did, yeah. Yes, and thank you for going, and it was a good honor for the community. It really recognizes a number of different things, not any one thing, but a number of different efforts that the council has supported.
It'll be neat. It's a neat award. It was an art glass piece made from an outfit in Humboldt, Iowa. So they look to local artists to, you have local as in Iowa artists to make these awards. And
That's 2 years in a row we've won something there.
Yeah.
We'll try to keep it going.
And Ken Bakley gave a lot of credit to our mayor for starting the ball rolling on that. So I want to.
Still not understanding why.
I still
but
want to
that's
thank the mayor on that. And then also seeing Marty in action. I mean, he knew just about everybody in the convention hall. I was impressed. I really was.
Well, ask him how old he is.
Yeah, and you were
How old
talking.
are you?
Trying to talk and.
Been around a while, right?
Experience, that's what it is. You might hit that 25-year thing too that Dan's talking about.
I'm afraid of that,
Yeah, don't be afraid, don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
and that's it.
41st and Hamilton, seems like we rebuilt this last year. Maybe I'm wrong, but we're rebuilding a manhole up there.
Rebuilding a man.
Mr. Carney or whoever. And if you guys are doing it, I really think we need to do a better job of fencing those off. It's like an open hole. I realize there's cones in that, but there's a liability on the curb side in the grass where that's all opened up and dug out and no fencing around it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering where your safety officer, not yours, but Bob's, where the safety officer is on. We wouldn't allow a contractor to do it that way. At least we shouldn't. I hope it's not our crew, but I think it is. We just need to close those off better, at least.
Wash your candy.
Can you look into that? Do you know what I'm talking about? You know where I'm talking about? Okay, thank you. I just worry what, even a dog or something getting in that hole would not get out right now.
41st and Hamilton.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Glenn is supporting it. It's actually one of our contractors.
Well, we should tell them again then that they gotta, don't we have a minimum standard of fencing that off?
We'll get with them on making sure it's.
Yeah, we just need to tell them what they gotta do then, because you shouldn't leave that open with no fence, no yellow tape on the backside of a jogger where I realize there's on the side where there's no sidewalk, but anybody walking up there at night could go into that thing. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
I forgot to mention, part of that crew at UP was Barbara Sloniker from the chamber, and she was very helpful and instrumental in helping to set it up along with Jill Wanderscheid. So I wanted to throw Barbara's name out, so next time I need a ride, she'll still give me a ride.
I got one more thing I just thought of. Home Depot is having a problem with all that construction down there, and we need to get more signs down there. I talked to field services today, and they should be working on it. So coming south, I guess they have to go all around Singing Hills. People that they don't know where to go. So we just need more direction out there. That's it.
Your turn.
I know you're tired of me already.
Oh, come on up.
When you said Singing Hills, it popped in my head. My daughter works at the Walmart, the pharmacy, okay, on Singing Hills. There are some lights that have been out. Are you guys aware of this? There's like 5 that are ran, I'm sure, by the city. Who do we get in contact? Are you familiar with that? Yes, it's terrible. When I come down there.
You're talking to the right people, honey. So, Bob, take that down, will you?
There's at least.
I guess it's on Singing Hills as you come down
As
the
you
hill.
come down and you see
Those
them that
they're
are
being in the
out.
process of being repaired.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Okay, so you took care of that one too for you.
Thank you.
There you
Because
go.
of you.
And we're still sending a crew down there, but I looked on the satellite. It does look like the potholes that are in question are actually on the private property, so the responsibility of Morningside Country Estates to fix. We'll still send a crew out there though to
Please
verify.
do, 'cause that'll get them, because they said they weren't gonna do it and nothing's been done for 2 months now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Aye.
You didn't
Aye.
even finish moving.
Aye. Aye.
Jeff,
Aye.
Jeff, don't leave. Jeff.
Thank you, guys.